What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Bitcoin Cash. But before we get started, if you're not a member of the free Discord, please click the link in the description box below and get started with the free Discord. And without further ado, we'll get straight into today's video. All right, so we're going to start off with Bitcoin Cash here on the daily candlesticks. And I want to talk about the Elliot waves first and foremost. So we've talked about this in other videos, but make sure you guys stay clear till the very end, because we are going to talk about the Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin comparison. Super useful to understand what's going on from an accumulation cycle perspective here on Bitcoin Cash. So as you guys can see, we do have an ABC correction down, wave A, wave B, and wave C. Then we have our first Elliott wave impulse. So we have wave 1 and wave 2. Now we're expecting wave 3. Now there is a Fibonacci relationship between wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 that gives us a minimum target for that wave 3. That minimum target for wave 3 on Bitcoin Cash is the 1618 at right around $1,280. So that's a really good place to be watching for Bitcoin Cash to go to the 1618 at around $1,280. Now the other thing that we're watching here with Bitcoin Cash, most often we have an extended fifth wave in crypto. Now, one of my VIP members asked me today, hey, Dallin, where do you think that fifth wave could go? And most often in crypto, that fifth wave, because of how extended it is, it can go all the way up to the 7618 level. And even I've seen them go higher than this, but that would be an area that I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin Cash go to that level. Now, when I say that, I know a lot of people are going to go, what, you're expecting $5,000 per Bitcoin Cash? There's no way. Well, I'm here to tell you that there is a way, and we'll talk about what that looks like here in just a second. But these extended fifth waves are very common in crypto. Crypto trades like gold or silver, and commodities markets like gold and silver always have extended fifth waves in the bigger time frames. That's also true for crypto. That's why we get these huge pumps and these big crashes afterwards, because after extended fifth waves, there's extended corrections. So this is what I'm watching for in the bigger time frame for Bitcoin Cash. Now, a lot of you guys are going to wonder, how can we get there? You know, right now we're at $339. How are we going to get to first 1,200? And then all the way up to 5,000. Well, this is how we're going to do it. So over here we have Bitcoin Cash on this chart right here. And now what I'm about to show you in just a second is going to blow your mind, because this is exactly how Bitcoin Cash can break out to, $5,000 per coin, and potentially even higher if we really go crazy. But for sure, I expect us to go to first 1,200. And then I think it'll be pretty easy for us to get up to that next big move on Bitcoin Cash, which could take us all the way to 5,000 plus. Once we get above 1,200 per coin, the sky is the limit, because we're going to be pushing up against this resistance and really breaking out in the bigger time frame. So this is how we can do it. It's called an accumulation cycle. So if you look at Litecoin here, this is Litecoin back in the day, back in 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017. So this is what Litecoin looked like before Litecoin had its big bull market, before Litecoin broke out of its accumulation cycle and started a bull market. And if you look, if we interchange these two charts, you can see that it's the same human psychology taking place on Bitcoin Cash right now that took place on Litecoin back in the day. It's the same fractal, the same human psychology taking place on both charts. Now you can see Litecoin broke out and skyrocketed here. We're going to copy this fractal and paste it onto Bitcoin Cash here so you guys can better see what I'm talking about. But I also expect Bitcoin Cash to do the exact same thing that Litecoin did. You can overlay these charts and they fit perfectly on top of each other. And you can see that Bitcoin Cash is at that same point in its cycle that Litecoin was at right before it just completely skyrocketed in value. Right before Litecoin just shot to the moon and broke above its old all-time high and really took off and started its first big bull market. Now, it didn't go up forever. Of course, at some point it did top out after a huge extended fifth wave and a new all-time high. Yeah, it did top out and it had an extended correction afterwards, a huge correction. But I think Bitcoin Cash is set up to do the same thing, where we actually break out in the bigger time frame, and first we break above 1200, and when we get above that level in wave 3, once we get out for the fifth wave, once we're ready for wave 5 like we're showing here, we can easily go to not only 5,000 per coin, but if it does what Litecoin did, that extended fifth wave is going to be much, much bigger than what people think. And it could go to 5,000 plus per coin. I'm not going to try to tell you where the top is going to be, but I definitely think people are way more bearish than they should be. People need to wake up and realize what's about to happen in the crypto markets. And Bitcoin Cash is a great example of one of these setups where we're just going to completely obliterate the old all-time high and break out and completely skyrocket and make a bunch of people super rich. But only if you're willing to buy now before everybody else gets in on the party and before everybody else is talking about it. If you buy now at $300, $340 per Bitcoin Cash, imagine starting to sell at 5K and then selling more, like if you go higher than 5K, like what if we went to 10 or even 20K before it topped out? Imagine taking profit the whole way up. And yeah, there will be a bear market once it tops out. But if you buy early on, even if you sell at the bottom of the next bear market, you're probably still going to be in profit. Don't do it. Sell into the pump, right? That's how you make money. You sell into pumps like this. You buy early on when people don't see it, when they don't understand, when they don't know what an accumulation cycle is. You buy in wave 1 and wave 2, or you buy early on in these really, really long, wide accumulation cycles that everybody gives up on before they skyrocket. And those both of those trading strategies work incredibly well for spot trading these coins. If you can buy right here after everybody gave up on a coin because it's just done this huge, painful accumulation cycle, there's two ways that people get squeezed out of the market. Number one is price going down, so they panic sell. And number two is time. It took too much time. They gave up because it was too long. And that's a lot of times where the biggest breakouts come, is these huge time squeezes. But also a lot of people end up selling in wave 1 and wave 2. A lot of times people buy the top of wave 1 and then they sell the bottom of wave 2 before it's getting ready for that next Elliot wave impulse. But those are really the two common places, either selling in wave 2 or wave 4, or selling at the end of one of those accumulation cycles because they give up, they're not patient enough. Those are really the common places that people get squeezed out of the market right before a huge bullish impulse happens, right before a move like this happens, like we see on Litecoin, or it just completely skyrocketed. So that's what I honestly believe is coming for Bitcoin Cash. And I really think a lot of people are going to be completely blown away. And if they had the eyes to see and the ears to hear, they'd be able to print money too. But instead, they're sitting around and talking down on crypto because they don't understand it. But if they just learn a little bit about investing and trading patterns and how markets work and how human psychology works, they'd realize that when people don't think something's cool, that's when all the big players and all the whales are buying. All the people with a whole bunch of money, all the institutions, they're buying down here when nobody cares. And then, when it's cool to be part of crypto and when everybody's talking about it, that's when they're selling. And that's what's coming in the future. That's what's coming down the road. But for now, the biggest mistake people are going to make is not getting in because they don't understand it, or they don't think it's cool, or they can't handle the price fluctuations. So just those are the things that people do. But yeah, I'm expecting a huge breakout on Bitcoin Cash in the smaller time frame for wave 3 as we go up to that 618 level, that 1618 at around $1,200. But also I'm expecting a huge extended fifth wave that could take us to a new all-time high. See, this is our old all-time high. I think that fifth wave could take us all the way to a new all-time high and potentially even higher as it really takes off and people get excited and crypto becomes a household name and mass adoption happens, which is what I think is going to happen in this cycle. That's why the cycle took so long to start. That's why this cycle is going to be bigger. In a lot of ways, it's going to be bigger than 2017 or even 2021 because of how long a lot of these coins have been accumulating in preparation for what's coming. So get ready for some huge moves on Bitcoin Cash. A lot of people are going to just print money if they're willing to buy early on and hold through the cycle. And people that don't even have a lot of money will be able to just have way more than they even planned. People starting with really small amounts will get rich. And all these people trying to do things the hard way and work their butts off to get rich are going to be sitting there going, I should have just bought crypto. I should have just bought these early cycles before they took off. So don't be that guy. That's my view on Bitcoin Cash, you guys. Get ready for a huge moon. Also bullish on Bitcoin and the rest of the market. My VIPs know what I'm looking at as far as Bitcoin goes. I did post on my Twitter an update just yesterday, I think, about Bitcoin. So go check that out too if you're not a VIP member. But yeah, I'm bullish on the markets, on Bitcoin Cash, also on BTC, of course, and the markets as a whole. So get ready for some big things coming in crypto. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I love and appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and share it with your friends. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. As always, stay profitable out there.